Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. Today, let's turn fabric scraps into something adorable. We're making the cutest patchwork bunny from fabric scraps. First, cut your fabric scraps into squares. I'm cutting mine at 2 inch, which will finish at 1.5 inch after sewing. Using a rotary cutter makes this process much faster, especially since I'm too lazy to iron before cutting. This ruler is called a slotted stripology ruler, and it's super handy for cutting fabric scraps evenly. We need 70 squares for our bunny. Next, print out the bunny interfacing pattern. Tape the pattern together, aligning the letters and cross marks on the paper. Protect your table with a rug or ironing mat before we start pressing. Lay the interfacing flat on the table. I'm using a soft, lightweight interfacing. Place it glue side up. Now arrange your fabric squares one by one on top of the interfacing, following the bunny pattern. With the pattern underneath, you can play around with color placement to create your perfect bunny design. Carefully iron the fabric squares onto the interfacing. Press down, don't push or pull. Be careful not to let your iron touch the raw interfacing. Now trim off any excess interfacing. Press the fabric again to ensure all squares are fully fused. Now it's time to sew. You can start with vertical or horizontal seams. It doesn't matter. I'm starting with vertical seams since it requires fewer stitches. Use a 1/4 inch seam allowance, but if you have a different preference, go for it. The pattern allows for slight variations. After finishing one direction, we now have rectangles. Before we continue, we need to do something important. Carefully snip each fold right up to the stitching, but don't cut through the seam. Yes, every single fold needs to be cut. When sewing the other direction, press the seams in opposite directions. For example, press front row up and the back row down. If you're unsure, press with an iron before sewing. Look, our tiny squares have appeared. Now, our beautiful patchwork is done. Thanks to this method, all the lines are perfectly aligned. Flip it over and press the seams to one side. If you'd like, you can top stitch along the seams, totally optional. Now, let's prepare the bunny pattern. This is the actual size of the bunny. Use the same method to connect the 4 pattern papers together. Cut out the bunny shape. Fold the pattern in half. Align the center fold of the pattern with the middle seam of our patchwork. Trace the bunny shape onto the fabric. Carefully cut out the bunny. It may be tricky due to thick seams. I decided to add top stitching. It's actually easier before cutting. cut a matching bunny-shaped fabric piece for the back. Sew the front and back together, leaving a small gap for turning. Trim off any excess fabric. Clip the curves and corners so the bunny turns out nice and smooth. Flip the bunny right side out. Start shaping the bunny ears first. Begin stuffing the bunny, starting with the ears. Carefully close the opening with ladder stitches. Finish it off with a cute bow. Thank you for watching. I hope you loved making this bunny. Next week, we'll sew a fabric egg. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more fun sewing projects.